Hi students, welcome to the 5th session of CS subject. In 4th session, we discussed about transmission media. It is the communication channel that carries information from the sender to the receiver. I hope all of you understood about that. Now we will discuss about network protocols. Protocol refers to the set of rules and regulations of the network. Many protocols are used in networks. So let's move to our topic, network protocols in detail.
Now we will discuss about network protocols. Protocol means set of rules. That refers to set of rules. In network, there are variety of computers connected to each other and data in many ways. For interaction among these, some rules are applied like how and when a device can send and receive data, how to send the data packet and how to receive, etc. There are many protocols used like different types of protocols are there, different types of set of rules are there, TCP/IP, FTP, PPP, HTTP, SMTP, POP3. These are the different kinds of protocols. So many other types of protocols are there. Now we will discuss about these types of protocols. First one, TCP/IP, Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol. TCP/IP, Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol. TCP is connection oriented protocol. That is, first the connection between sender and receiver is established through process called handshake. That process is known as handshake. RTS, CTS, ACK, etc. TCP divides the large packets to transmit into smaller data packets called datagrams. TCP divides the large packets into smaller data packets. That is known as datagrams. At the receiving end, it also reassembles the packet for form original message. IP means Internet Protocol, responsible for providing address of each computer and performing routing. Each packet is assigned with a destination IP address. Then FTP, File Transfer Protocol. It allows transferring of files from one system to another, like uploading of file from local machine to web server using FTP client like FileZilla, etc. That means we have to upload the files from our system to the web or web server. For that we can use this FTP, File Transfer Protocol. FTP offers these advantages. Useful to transfer files from one network to another. It's an effective way to get geographically dispersed group to cooperate on a project. It is popular way to update websites. It is not just name of protocol but also name of program or command by typing FTP followed by another site and press enter Then PPP, that is point-to-point protocol. Point-to-point protocol PPP is a communication protocol of the data link layer that is used to transmit multi-protocol data between two directly connected computers. Two directly connected computers can transmit data between two directly connected computers. For that we can use this protocol PPP. It is a byte-oriented protocol that is widely used in broadband communications having heavy loads and high speeds. Then next one, HTTP, stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, used to transfer all files and other data from one computer to another on the World Wide Web. You can use this HTTP for sending and receiving data through web. Client, that is the browser, send request to the server using HTTP protocol and server respond back to client using HTTP. That is, client and server over web communicate using HTTP protocol itself. HTTP is stateless protocol. Various technique applied to make HTTP as stateful like cookies. See the format of URL. This one we already discussed about this URL. Then SMTP, that stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. SMTP is a set of communication guidelines that allow software to transmit an electronic mail over the internet is called Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. In this email, we can use this SMTP protocol for sending and receiving data. It is a program used for sending messages to other computer users based on email addresses. Port 25, non-encrypted and unsecure. Port 465, encrypted and secure. These are the ports for sending data through mail. We are using which protocol? SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. Then POP3, Post Office Protocol version 3. That is this POP3, Post Office Protocol version 3. POP3 is a client-server protocol in which email is received and held for you by your internet server. Periodically, you or your client email receiver check your mailbox on the server and download any mail, probably using POP3. It also allows to download the received messages on local machine using tool like Outlook so that user can read them even when they are not connected to the internet. Which port we can use this POP3 protocol? Port 110. Default POP3 used for unsecured email communication. Then port 995, the encrypted port used for secured communication using POP3. Secured one, which one? POP, port 995. Unsecured one, port 110. Which protocol? POP3 protocol. Okay. Then Voice over Internet Protocol. It is a protocol that enables voice communication over the internet through the compression of voice into data packets that can be efficiently transmitted over data network and then convert back into voice at receiving end. It uses packet switching. It is an alternate to traditional telephone network. Voice over Internet Protocol, VoIP. Remote login. Remote login is a network application that permits a user sitting at a different location to work on a specific program on another program. The user need ID of that computer generated by remote login application. It is done only when both PC are connected to internet. Then only we can use this remote login, mainly used by customer support system to do some installations setting on client computer. The main programs are Telnet, AnyDesk, TeamViewer. These all are remote login softwares. Remote login softwares. Then next one, Telnet. Telnet is one of the earliest remote login protocols on the internet. Telnet is a user command and an underlying TCP/IP protocol for accessing remote computers. Through Telnet, an administrator or another user can access someone else's computer remotely. On the web, HTTP and FTP protocols allows you to request specific files from remote computers, but not to actually be logged on as a user of that computer. With Telnet, you log on as a regular user with whatever privileges you may have been granted to the specific application and data on that computer. Telnet, remotely we can access the computers by using this internet also. We can use this Telnet protocol for accessing the computer remotely. The next one, wireless or mobile communication protocol. You know about this wireless and mobile communication protocols. Mobile communication protocols use multiplexing to send information. Multiplexing is a method to combine multiple digital or analog signals into one signal over the data channel. This ensures optimum utilization of expensive resources and time. At the destination, these signals are demultiplexed to recover individual signals. Wireless or mobile communication protocol, GSM, Global System for Mobile Communication, CDMA, Code Division Multiple Access, WLL, Wireless Local Loop. First one, Global System for Mobile Communication, GSM. It is one of the most widely used digital wireless telephony system. It was developed in Europe in 1980s. Now, it is an international standard in Europe, Australia, Asia and Africa. Any GSM handset with a SIM card can be used in any country that uses the standard. Every SIM card has a unique identification number. Every SIM card has a unique identification number. GSM uses TDMA, Time Division Multiple Access, to support up to 8 calls simultaneously. It also uses encryption to make the data more secure. GPRS, General Packet Radio Services. General Packet Radio Services, that is this GPRS. It's a packet-based wireless communication technology that charges users based on the volume of data sent rather than the time duration for which they are using the service. GPRS is the mobile communication protocol used by second generation and third generation of mobile telephony. Its speed up to 56 kbps to 114 kbps. However, the actual speed may vary depending on network traffic. The speed up to 56 kbps to 114 kbps, it may vary depending on the network traffic in this General Packet Radio Services. The next one, Wireless in Local Loop, WLL. It is wireless local telephone service that can be provided in homes or offices. The subscribers connect to their local exchange instead of central exchange wirelessly. A data is transferred over very short range. It is more secure than wired network. WLL system consists of user handset and a base station. The base station is connected to the central exchange as well as antenna. The antenna transmits to and receive call from user through microwave links. Code division multiple access. It was first used by British military during World War II. After the war, its use spread to civilian areas due to high service quality. As each user gets the entire spectrum all the time, voice quality is very high. CDMA phones were not using the SIM card. It comes with built-in technology. In India, CDMA technology was used by Tata Docomo and Reliance, but now its services are stopped and only GSM network is working. These are the main points from this protocols. Clear?
Okay guys, I hope all of you understood about network protocols like TCP/IP, FTP, HTTP, SMTP, POP3 and PPP. Expansions of these protocols are very important. These all are very easy topic. Take down the lecture notes and study these all topics in a systematic way. Along with this video, I attached the notes and questions also. Take down the notes and try to answer the questions in it. That's all about today's session. See you soon. Till then, take care. Bye.